Warren Buffett has been buying Occidental shares for 9 consecutive days, increasing his stake to nearly 29%. What does this tell us about Buffett's strategy and the potential of Occidental?
Really interesting. So I have a question for everyone here tonight. If Buffett is buying Oxy, the legal kind, at this rate, if you're pro Oxy, are you anti-EV? I know the 0.1% wasn't that big of a deal of the sell-off, but I like to see where investors are putting their money, and that's truly how they vote. And he's been buying it for a minute, like he got down to $24 2 years ago. Great return. I think Warren may know something that we may not know, but if the oil sector goes up, wouldn't that be an indictment that EV is slowly going to go down? Because if not, he would have bought more BYD or Tesla at a cheaper price when it was falling apart. So I'm looking and seeing, okay, what is he not investing in? But he's pouring money into this. Returns have been great. For Oxy, I don't like it at this price per se, but whenever he's buying in bulk like this, I do like it if he gets back down to like 48. But I think if he's buying oil at this level, it's an indictment that EV is not the thing to invest in heavily over the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we spoke about this last week, man. I said something is happening in this industry that we need to figure out, especially when you start to see all the consolidation. Him doing this over the consecutive period of 9 days is just furthermore cementing that. When you look into the research of it, yeah, it does cement that, right? The expansion of oil and gas, it's not going anywhere, at least for the next decade. And even if something happens inside the EV space in the next decade, there's still going to be a large space for oil and gas, and that's why he's doing it. But he's also doing it because he's just accumulating more shares. Yeah, right. He has over, I think, what is it, 83 million shares?
Insane. And meanwhile, ExxonMobil just hit an all-time high a couple of days ago. So Oxy, as a result, should be drug up.
He has 83 million shares, and he has calls and warrants outstanding as well. So he has the opportunity to buy more shares at a lower price if he wants to. But the 83 million shares over the past 4 years have yielded 8%. So, I mean,
it's a nice stable return.
When you have to look at a reason why, there goes some reasons why right there. But yeah, I mean, he's not the only billionaire doing it. If you actually Google it, look at the billionaires that are investing in Oxy. There's something going on here. Again, I think it's a detriment to EV, the market over the next decade, because there's a reason why the people who have the level of net worth that Warren has are doing something similar to what he's doing.
Yeah.
It tells you that this is in demand and it's going to be here for a while, and that the price point for oil, because it'll always be in demand. Obviously, it has its ebbs and flows. I mean, we saw what happened during the pandemic.
Be a hike.
There was that June where it was the barrels of oil were negative, which was like, how is this even possible? To where it's at now, that rebounding is happening in full fledged, and we can see it going higher over the next 5 to 10 years for sure. So
Trump says if Biden gets back in office, the price of oil will go up. He kind of alluded if he got in office, price of oil will go up. And let's be very honest, there are not enough charging stations to be able to scale EV for most Americans. And if the EV space gets big enough, oil and gas will buy that shit outright, just like how they deal with hydrogen. And the hydrogen may be coming soon, but notice most of the patents for non-renewable energy, they own the rights to.
Yeah, and companies are going to use it. Most people just think oil and gas, and they think, oh, it's an automotive thing. No, there's companies that operate on oil and gas, so those are going to stay the same. They won't be EV charger for that type of business. So, yeah, I think the demand will be here for sure for the next 10 to 15.
Plastic is made from what?
Petroleum. Right. He owns, and at this point, they own 30% of the company.
Yep. Well played.
Oh.
Well played. Shout out to Uncle Warren. He keep fooling y'all with that little Cadillac and them little Dairy Queen trips and shit too.
Shout out to Warren. Shout out to Warren. Okay, so now we got Warren. And shout out to TMZ. Actually broke the news about this 50 story before we did. I don't know how they do it, but
Shout out to
Harvey. Harvey.
Maybe out there posted up rain, sleet, snow. Boy.
Fact. That's a fact.